big fight this past weekend. Mike Tyson, Roy Jones Jr., obviously a couple other fighters as well. Mike, obviously, and you fought boxing and fought later on and stuff like that. What was your overall take on just the show and the fight and Mike and everything else?
The thing that everybody's saying, Mike, but, anybody who knows anything about fighting knows speed kills.
Yeah.
All right? You could be the biggest puncher in the world. Speed rules. Nothing more deadlier than speed. And I thought, if Roy has got a chance in the world, it's going to be his speed. Because with Mike, who's a puncher, that's the last thing to go on any banger. And so I thought Mike is still going to carry in the heavy punch, which you saw when he caught Ray, I think, with the right, he hit him with a really hard right hook to the
he was nailing him with those body shots.
And I think Roy spun out of it, know. But I think after the second round, I got a little nervous for Roy because I thought, just from my perspective, and I could be wrong, I thought his legs betrayed him very early on, because the old Ray would have moved laterally or around the ring using the jab and what have you. One of the greatest of all time.
Yeah, he was.
And he's not a guy that used to hold a lot. There was a lot of clinching, which is going to favor Mike, because Mike could come up, he'll do that little tap to the kidney and then the uppercut, and the left hook and then the uppercut again. So it's like, I think after about the third round, I had no idea what was going to happen. I'm going, okay, maybe Roy's going to get his legs back, or Mike's going to catch him against the ropes and say la vie. It's going to be over. And then it was just, I thought because I was surprised that it was a two round fight, So that threw me off too, which I really thought would favor Mike tremendously. Now, everybody since the fight says Tyson won. I don't particularly, and when Mike was being interviewed before the fight, he said the thing that any fighter's going to say. There ain't no such thing as an exhibition. You're going in there, and with your natural instinct, you're going to go in there and you're going to want to rip him a new asshole.
Yeah.
All right? But both Roy and Mike they're intelligent, and they both have high level of fighter IQ. And I think that's why the fight went the distance, because they both used to the best of their ability what each one brought to the table. Mike, his punching power, and Roy, his movement.
Yeah.
I don't when people go, Mike won, or this or that, and I don't, at the end of the day, it wasn't so much about that, because when you take a fighter that's taken off 20 years and another guy that is past his prime, it's more of a curiosity. You're not going to see what you saw 20 years ago.
Right.
When guys are in their 50s, you're not going to see it. There's only maybe one guy around that can do that, but not, you're just not going to see it. It was. I think that's why everybody talked about it, because it was such a curiosity piece with speed against power.
Right.
And there were flashes during the whole fight where both brought to the table what they're all about. And for me, it was something I enjoyed. I enjoyed seeing two guys that were the greatest ever during their era, and will go down in history as two of the greatest ever.
Right.
And so it was an event that, and I give both of them a lot of love and a lot of credit and a lot of respect to put their ass on the line and go back and do it after, being on the shelf for a while.
Right.